A handcuffed woman gets a black eye after getting punched in the face.
And the man accused of doing it was a St. Albans police officer. Amy Connolly found herself locked in a holding cell at the St. Albans PD. The 35-year-old, allegedly drunk, ripped a guy's shirt at a bar earlier in the night. Police arrested Connolly after she refused to leave Shooter's Saloon and brought her here, accused of disorderly conduct. And it's here where things took a turn that's hard to watch.
Listen to me. Don't kick my door, okay?
Police say the Highgate woman refused to stop kicking the door to her cell.
You kick my door? Listen, sit down.
And things got ugly.
Don't come at me like that.
How dare you?
Listen to me real good.
He has hurt me.
Shut up.
Sergeant Jason Lawton shoves Connolly against a wall after she refused to sit down. She stands back up and allegedly kicks or tries to kick the sergeant, who responds by punching the handcuffed woman in the face. It was all caught on the officer's body cam video and on surveillance cameras obtained by Channel 3 News.
That was real stupid. Real stupid.
In court paperwork, Lawton said the strike to the face was to gain control of the situation and ended her aggressive behavior. But the ACLU of Vermont says it's police brutality, plain and simple.
He is a bully in this video to a young woman who's distraught, who has her handcuffs behind her back and is in a 3x3 holding cell. That is just something that is beyond the pale.
The ACLU requested the video from the March 14th incident and points out it's not the first time Sergeant Lawton's actions have been called into question.
He's clearly an officer that should not have been a police officer because of the way he behaves. It's just readily apparent.
He allegedly lied about a traffic stop in 2013 when he worked for the Shelburne Police Department, claiming a driver ran a red light. Cruiser cams showed differently. The PD settled a suit over that. Lawton then moved to St. Albans. In 2018, Lawton was one of 2 St. Albans police officers involved in shooting an armed suspect who allegedly pointed a gun at them. The suspect claimed he fired into the air so police would kill him. An officer's bullet grazed the suspect. He survived. The shooting ruled justified.
We did make a decision to hire him. I own that.
Chief Gary Taylor admits he knew about the botched traffic stop in Shelburne, but says he didn't know it rose to the level of perjury. He thought it was a misunderstanding before he hired Sergeant Lawton. And during Lawton's time in St. Albans, he even earned a promotion. But the chief says if he'd known his history and knew he could lose his cool like this, he would never have hired him.
I've been doing this for 44 years. I don't approve of anything like that. Nobody gets to engage in behavior that's abusive. And I regret what happened to Miss Connolly. And we own it. We'll take responsibility for it.
The chief says he never saw the video until the request by the ACLU. Once he did, he ordered an internal review, and we've confirmed it's now being investigated by the Vermont State Police and the Attorney General's office. Lawton was fired from his job in St. Albans.
Once you look into it and watch the video, I think the video is pretty self-explanatory. You know, if you shouldn't be wearing a badge and a gun, part of my job is to make sure that you're not.
Criminal charges against Connolly are still pending, but her lawyers tell me they are trying to get those dismissed, and they are considering a civil lawsuit against the PD. Sergeant Lawton is appealing his termination.